Good evening and welcome to SERANI SEMBANG. And this is, of course, a pre-recorded segment because our special guest is unable to make our live webcast. So I just want to point it out. But it's very important that I wanted to feature this guest. And I'm really, really very happy that he said okay at a very last moment, so to speak. But I'm so glad to have him because he fits in very much with the theme of the show, which is about the changing media landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, creatures great and small, please welcome Russell Curtis. Hi, Russell.
Hey, man. Hi, man.
How are you?
Hi, everybody at home. I'm good. Thanks for having me.
A pleasure and an honor. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this. As you know, today is the 39th anniversary. How old are you? Are you 39? Are you less than 39? Less than 39, right?
Less.
Yeah, you're like early 30s or something, right?
Not so early, lah. Not so early. Yeah, it's a thing with all my friends. Everyone keeps guessing, and I just smile.
Yeah, because you got a beard. I mean, guys with facial hair very difficult to nail down. Yeah. So I want to ask you,
Mm-hmm.
if MTV has been on the air longer than you've been alive,
Mm-hmm.
right? When do you remember your first MTV experience?
Oh wow, like my teens, lah.
Yeah, and you're a musician, an accomplished musician, right? In your teens. You mean in primary school, in your childhood, you never had an experience with MTV?
Not really, because my dad's side of the family is very musical,
Right.
And
so there was music in the house all the time.
there was always music around, and most of the time the music was played by them, like him and his brothers and all,
Right.
So,
yeah.
like my late uncle, who was actually a huge inspiration for all of us who play music, my cousins and all. So a lot of the music that we heard, a lot of the songs we heard done by him, my dad. So we heard their renditions even before the originals.
Okay, who is your uncle and who's your dad? Share with us.
My dad is Sam Ponadore, and my late uncle is Paul Ponadore.
You know what?
Yep. What?
You know what? I just had a mind blast. Russell, I didn't know your dad was Sam Ponadure, and therefore your uncle is Paul Ponadure.
Yeah. I am.
My God, son of Sam and nephew of uncle. Oh wow. Okay.
My roots, lah. Yeah.
Okay. I really did not know. I'm now revealing this on the air. I really wasn't because The thing about it is that I know your mom, Deb, because she's been a long-standing member of SERANI SEMBANG.
Mm-hmm.
And we just never had that conversation. And it's incredible.
It's I'm not mad at that because it was for a long time I was only known as Paul's nephew or Sam's son. So
really. I knew you
for a long time
before I discovered your mother was Deb, and I was very impressed by your talent. Okay, I'll say this now. I was really impressed with your talent, and I was pimping you on SERANI SEMBANG,
Wow.
And your mom piped up, and that was when I knew your mom was your mom. That Deb the Buzz was your mom, right?
Yeah.
And
that's
and then I met you in Penang, and then we had a chit chat and stuff like that. But
yeah,
and the thing
several times actually.
Yes, several times. Yeah, and I just want to say that when I decided to do this project, this particular webcast on MTV, right, and I was trying to look for a link, and when I suddenly remembered that you did the musical video to launch Beyond Music by Cellcom for their smartphone users. Right, and it was a streaming, Beyond Music, a streaming video, and I went and dug up
Yonder Music.
Yonder Music. Yeah, does it still exist?
I don't know actually.
Okay, we don't know. Never mind. So we won't go there.
Yeah.
So I mean, like ever since I saw that music video, and this is 5 years ago, I thought, what a wonderful, amazing piece of music it was. And then to find out that you did it, I mean, like, my respect went even further. And then we had that conversation about how you went about doing it, and I was really impressed. And I must say it was a very inspiring thing. But viewers won't know what I'm talking about. Okay. So what I'm going to do is,
I was part of a team. So yeah, I wasn't the only
yeah,
one.
well, well,
Yeah.
however, whatever, but you did a fantastic job, right?
Thank you.
I'm going to play the video now so that our viewers know what I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to play the video now, and then we'll come back and talk a bit about this. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this show is themed around MTV's 39th anniversary today, when they launched their channel 39 years ago, much older than Russell Curtis here himself. And their opening music was Video Killed the Radio Star. And when I discovered that, I thought, okay, we will talk about media and various Serani people who have been in our media scene and the various achievements that they have done. And of course, Russell Curtis and his work with this remake of the Malay classic, Kau Ilhamku.
Beribu bintang di langit kini menghilang, meraba aku dalam kelam.
Rembulan mengambang kini makin suram, udah ilhamku tanpa arah.
Sedetik wajahmu muncul dalam diam, ada kerdipan, ada sinar.
Itukah bintangan ataupun rembulan, terima kasih ku ucapkan.
Izinkan ku mencuri bayangan wajahmu.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Izinkan ku mencuri hayalan denganmu.
Maafkanlah, andai lagu ini mengganggu ruangan hidupmu.
Kau senyumlah, sekadar memori kita di arena ini.
Kau ilhamku,
Kau ilham,
you're my inspiration.
kau ilham,
You're my inspiration. You're my inspiration. When I was down, you picked me up. You're always there when times get tough. When push comes to shove, you give me strength, you've got the stuff. Make me feel I'm good enough to carry on. Now that's love. It's an intense situation, but my predication is all inspiration from you.
ada tradisi cara lama, Mina inti Wati berfikir sama. Aku sudah bangun hari lena, kulihat cahaya di hujung pena, tema hidup fenomena. Jadi berdiri lompat ke awan tertinggi, berlega di angkasa. Kenal tempatku di sini, lihat mencapai bintang sebelum balik ke bumi. Ku mencari apa yang mencariku. The thing is, if it made you, it should never break you. For those who paved the way, I'll be forever grateful. It ain't about who's better than who, whether it's you or me. We do it like the veterans do, without Biggie, Pac, Jigga, or Nas. We wouldn't have no J. Cole, Drakes, and no Kendrick Lamar. Stars make me aim for the stars. Terima kasih too fat, kerana y'all made me make it this far.
Izinkan ku mencuri bayangan denganmu. Oh, oh. Izinkan ku mencuri hayalan denganmu. Maafkanlah,
Andai lagu ini mengganggu ruangan hidupmu.
Amazing. Simply amazing. Simply amazing. It
Thanks,
still makes me bop to it. You know, the thing about it is that number one, it's a great song. You know, it's a Malaysian classic
Very well
that
written song.
has
Yeah.
it's a beautifully written song, and it was beautifully rendered by Man Bai, you know, and it's so nice that he opens the song. And there are two things that actually brings a lump to my throat. Okay, two things. One is Man Bai opens the song, so the homage to him is respectful.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted it to
The
come
second
from a
one
legitimate
is your
place, you know.
yeah. And the second thing that brought a lump to my throat is, you know what? Seeing Paul Ponudure as the first image when the song closes.
Mhm.
And just now when I was watching it, because your uncle was a very good friend of mine, and we just discovered that he's your uncle for the first time.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this. So and I wanted to say to you that I was very happy to see Paul Ponudure actually, paid respects to, because he was quite an incredible talent, and
So
and it's fun.
that whole section of
Yeah,
all those pictures was basically everyone involved, all the artists that we had involved. The theme for
yeah,
that segment was we were going to put pictures of all our inspirations, and it
right,
started with me,
right,
so that's why
yeah,
it started. Mine was
okay,
Paul.
yeah, and and was watching it just before you came on, just before we joined me. I wanted to say to you, I wanted to thank you for putting Paul Ponudure's picture on,
Mhm.
and now I know why. And so
Yeah,
it's like, wow,
yeah,
it's like, wow. So your uncle is watching us from up there, and going like, yeah, this is good. Yeah.
yeah. He
So
really
wonderful.
was like his passing affected me a lot because he really was musically he was my biggest inspiration. He was the guy who showed me that there there are no rules to this actually. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah,
as far as your imagination can go, use
yeah,
what you
yeah.
know, use it how well you know how to. So I wrote a
And he
song for
was
him on my
okay.
album. It's called Music's Brightest Star. It's on
Okay.
Spotify. You can go and listen to it. That song is the song that I wrote for him after he died. It's called Music's Brightest Star. Yeah.
Okay, then we must all go and listen to it, and think about Paul Ponudure and his amazing guitar playing and his wonderful voice and his great compositions. Yeah. So this is a wonderful surprise, knowing that
Mm.
he's your uncle, your inspiration and stuff like that. Because when I saw the video just now, I wanted to say, okay, I got to tell Russell, thanks for featuring Paul, and I didn't even know that your blood kin. I mean,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, now talking about bloodkin, I'd like
Hmm.
to, look at what's happening now. Oops, I add to the stream. Add to the stream. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so you're a Serani boy, true and true. Fernandez, Nicholas, Dorville. I'm kind of like related to Dorville's, by the way.
Oh, really?
Alcantara. Yeah. True marriage. Maybe blood somewhere. I don't know. Us Penang Seranis kind of like all related everywhere. Lah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're a musician, an artist, and a producer, and you're still performing, right?
I am. Yeah.
Yes. Because recently, during the lockdown, you actually was the first Malaysian artist to do. Want to tell us about it?
It took me 30 days to come up with the show.
Right. 30
So
days. 30.
30 days. Yeah. March 18th was when MCO started.
Yeah.
My first show was April 18th. It was
Okay. 1 month. Okay.
online. People bought tickets. Well, they bought live stream passes
Right.
to the show, and I've been doing that up to last Saturday. 15 weeks in total. We did.
Okay. And
15
last
weeks
Saturday
in
was
total of 17, 18 shows, because we did some
right.
private shows as well.
Okay.
So that has been sort of like that's kept my sanity lah throughout the whole MCO.
Oh yeah, tell me about it. I mean, I grew ladies' fingers in my balcony.
So Yeah, last week was the final. We did the final show because things are starting to open up now, and it's time for me to
Yes.
start focusing on how to get back out there.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
um, we started doing the B Publica started doing live shows, so I do that every Wednesday now. That's currently
Okay.
the only venue that's allowing any it's allowed music. So I
Yeah.
perform there
Yeah.
every Wednesday. Early hours, happy hours, from 6 to 9:30,
Yeah.
and so yeah, that's that. And of course, I'm still trying to write. There's an album that's supposed to come out this year, but from the looks of it, COVID has just thrown a curveball my
Spanner.
way. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
we were actually the writing's all been done. We were halfway through production, but that's going to be put on hold now. Hoping
Okay.
to
Okay.
get it maybe in 2021.
Okay.
But
How
yeah,
many albums have you got altogether now?
I have one album and several single releases since.
Okay, so you were born after MTV was launched.
Mhm.
You came around to MTV in your teens.
Yep.
You had your uncle and your dad, Sam Ponadure, your dad, and your uncle Paul Ponadure being musicians. You were inspired by them, I guess. And MTV. Do you remember the first video you saw on MTV?
I don't, to be honest. I really don't.
Okay.
And
Okay.
so
Well,
MTV
neither do I.
wasn't my main source of music.
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
Believe
You'd
it or
have
not.
live
I've
music
always
all around.
Yeah, we used to listen to like records, vinyls, and like at my age when everyone was listening to if you're into metal bands it's like Metallica and um what do you call this oh my gosh, I can't remember the name. See, so like Mr. Big and all that, like rock bands, or if you're more into like the 90s bands like Red Hot Chili Peppers or Gin Blossoms, we were listening to like Stevie Wonder, Jimi Hendrix, JJ Cale, the blues guys, BB King, all the kings are the
Yeah,
three kings.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
was always listening to music that was way older than my time,
Right.
which
Yeah,
you
yeah.
didn't find much of on MTV at that time. MTV was like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
hit
yeah, yeah.
channel or the latest
Yes,
stuff,
yeah. You are right.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. It took a while before they started to feature musicians of color or black musicians. In fact,
Yeah,
there
it's
was
true.
a
It's true.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a moment when the music industry, the inclusive music community of America decided to step in and say hello. Perhaps maybe you should do something about this kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was very very very, how shall I say, narrow music
Mhm.
environment, so to
Yeah.
speak. Mm. Okay, and
So
so then when did you start to become a professional musician? Like getting involved in gigs and even recording.
okay, so as much as music was like such a big part of the family on my dad's side,
Yep. Yep.
it was never encouraged or even allowed for for us to consider music as a career.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
I can understand because it's this is a very
Well, it's a tough
uncertain.
industry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough road, especially when something like this happens. You see, like we're the first to get hit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
musicians, all my peers are now like suffering. Zero income for 5 months almost.
Yeah.
So I can understand the concern that came with it, lah. They of course wanted me to have something a bit more stable,
Mhm.
which I did. I studied, I graduated, I settled down, I got married, I did the day job thing, for quite a
What was
while.
the day job? What was the day job?
Oh, so many different things, lah.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you did all that
Uh,
before you became a musician. You got married first.
yes, I got married
Wow.
first. Yeah.
Okay.
And a
Okay.
good friend in 2014, a good friend of mine, who's also a musician, Mr. Sean Thaddeus,
Mhm.
son of Bonnie
Yeah.
Thaddeus, nephew of Terry Thaddeus, all legendary
Yes.
musicians. Yeah.
Yes.
He was
Yes.
he was working with Astro, and he was sort of like a producer for this new show that they were coming up with.
Yeah.
And he said, "Listen, I've registered you for the audition. I've done my part as a friend. I think you should go for this. Past that, it's all on you." So I went for the audition. My band at that time was called Curtis Blues Review. It was an astro program called Blast Off.
Okay, yes, I remember that. But I mean, I'm not a television person, so it's been a while since. What year was this?
2014. It was the Q4
Okay, not too long
2014, November, December. Right?
Okay, okay.
And so we went. I didn't even think we'd make the audition, but we did. And then I thought we'll probably get kicked out the next round, but we actually went all the way to the finals. Made it to the
Brilliant.
finals. We came in runner up, and we got offered. That was my first recording offer, my recording deal that was offered to us. It was for a single,
Mm-hmm.
a song that I wrote, and we recorded it in Beta Rex when Freddie Fernandez was still
Yep.
running Beta
Yep.
Rex, produced by Anand Kumar. And that song got radio airplay and everything. That was the first That was my first foot into this.
Right.
And
it
so I
became
never,
a coming
got to do the grind, like a lot of the,
Yeah.
which is actually the most important part
you.
of your development stage is actually the grind, like
Yes,
doing
yes.
this, it helps you grow as a musician. I never got to do that. I went straight
Right.
to radio and TV, and then realized actually how little I know about this.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
And,
it's quite amazing how little you know, but you learn very fast, and the stuff
yeah,
that
you had to, because so everyone thinks you're special because they put you on TV.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I always
Yeah.
thought they put you on TV because you're special, and not the other way around. But I mean, it was a great opportunity. It really it started to open doors for me, and I met some amazing people who have been supportive over the years, like Jake Abdullah from AMP. He's always
Yeah.
been very kind to me, and that was the beginning of it all. Fast forward
Okay.
to 2008 is when I finally quit my job and went full time to music.
What year was that again? 2000.
2008. 2008.
Okay, so it's 12 years in the music business, and 7
12
years
in the
after,
music business.
and
08,
7
I
years
quit
after.
my job.
Yeah.
09, my wife quit her job, and she's been helping me since.
Okay, and your wife, Shauna,
Yeah.
whom I've met at your venue down the road from where I live. Yeah. And tell us, when I put up your name just now with the various Serani names, you pointed out, you said your wife, Shauna Chong,
Yeah, so
is
my-
connected. Mhm.
My lineage ends at the Diorville. Fernandez,
Okay.
Nicholas, and Diorville. Those are okay. So my grandfather was a Fernandez, and
Yep.
my grandmother, his wife, she was a Nicholas, and her mom was a Diorville. So my great grandmother, who actually took care of me until I was 8 years old,
Right.
was a Diorville.
Okay.
And the Alcantara, I think we have some lineage somewhere there, because you know how it's all connected.
Yep.
But my wife is actually my wife's grandmother on her dad's side is an Alcantara.
Okay.
And her mom's dad is a Nunes, and her mom's mom is a Henroff.
I see. Okay. So very Serani.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Shauna and Russell. What year was this?
This is 2013.
Okay.
Yes,
So
2013.
you've been married for 7 years.
17 years.
17 years. Sorry, what am I saying? Oh, my math is so bad.
Yeah.
And this is the clan. I pinched this. I hope your mom won't mind, but I pinched this from a Facebook page. I thought it was like,
Yeah.
wow, such a wonderful family picture.
I'm actually very glad that we have this, because I actually arranged this. I told everyone, I said, please
Okay.
be free at this day, at this time, at this place. I gave them the address. I said, just show up and wear something along this color scheme,
Right.
because otherwise
Very
we would
nice.
never have gotten this family picture.
Yeah, very, very nice. Very nice.
So
And
from right to left, I'll tell you who's who. The shortest
Yes,
boy in
please.
the front, that is my youngest son, Shane.
Okay.
Behind him is his older brother, Ryan. Behind him is my auntie Nancy, who's my mom's brother's wife.
Okay.
Behind her is my sister, Rebecca.
Okay.
Behind her is my grandmother, Yvonne Nicholas, whose mom was
Okay.
Diorville. And
Okay.
then
So
behind her is my mom.
Diorville,
Yeah,
okay.
she's a
Okay.
Nicholas Diorville.
Yeah.
Behind her is my mom, Debbie.
Okay.
Behind her is my cousin, who is her mom is the lady who's behind my son.
Yeah. Okay.
That's Stephanie Fernandez. Behind
Okay.
Stephanie is my wife Shauna,
Yes.
and that's me. Behind me is my uncle Emil Fernandez. That's my mom's
Right.
brother. Those are his
Right.
that's his daughter and his wife. Behind him is his nephew,
Right.
on
Yeah.
his wife's side, and behind
Yeah.
Felix, the nephew, is my dad Sam.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful picture. Beautiful. Really nice. Well
Yeah,
done
I'm
there.
actually really glad we have this now. We haven't been able to take another one since.
How long ago was this?
This, let me see. My son looks like he's maybe 8 there. No, maybe younger, 6, I think. So he's now 12. So maybe about 6 years ago.
Okay, 6 years ago. Well, time for another one. So yeah, organize
Yeah,
that soon.
2021
Okay.
lah. Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, so we've got uh, this picture of your promo cards. The one on the right, right, the comedy one.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. How did you find your way into comedy?
Okay, so I've always had this thing where I do on stage, like in between the songs that I sing.
Yeah.
I like to speak. I like to engage the audience because I've always performed to intimate crowds.
Okay.
Um, except when it's like an event lah. But the shows that I've
Yeah.
hosted in my space, the ones that the place that you've come to, I've
Yeah.
always liked to have this small, very
Yeah.
personalized vibe,
Yes.
And so I've always been told that I say funny things.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been a big fan of comedy actually, like my
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
life. Dave Chappelle is one of my favorite minds ever.
Yeah.
So I decided to try doing open mics at the Crack House Comedy Club in
Hmm.
TCDI,
Yeah.
owned and run by Rizal Vengezel, and it's an
Yes.
awesome club.
Yeah. I love it. I love it to death. I love him to
Yeah,
death. I mean, I think he's great. I think he's really brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. And we had him last week, by the way, at our comedy episode. So yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
we did open mics, and there was this one when they pivoted to online open mics. I did
mhm.
one open mic show, and there was a guy from the US on that show named Jimmy Earl, who has worked with people like Russell Peters and such.
Right.
And he PM'd me. He said, "I like your stuff. Uh, I have a regular show that happens in LA, not LA,
Mhm.
Sacramento, I
Oh
think,
wow.
where California, right?"
Okay.
So he asked me if I want to be on the show, and I said, "Yeah, man." And that was the first online show I did for the US.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Fantastic. So you
that's what.
so you yeah, you made your American comedy debut. So you'll soon be on Trevor Noah's The Daily Show.
So I think it was very far from that, but it was definitely a great experience. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely right. I want to ask you about this whole idea of how fast technology is changing, and are you keeping up? Obviously, you are, right?
I'm trying. I'm trying to use what I have at my disposal to the best I can. It is, you see, on top of everything changing, there are things like
Mhm.
that you can never ever plan for. Like this year, 2020, who would
Yeah,
have thought,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the whole world would go into a lockdown, you know?
yeah.
But I always try and look at the brighter side of things, glass half full type thing.
Mhm.
And what I realized was through the course of my home acoustic sessions, there were nights where one in particular, I remember we had audience from LA, New York, Japan, Hong Kong, Sydney, Melbourne, Ireland. All these people in the same show,
Yeah,
and
and mhm.
I could, I worked so hard to get on like festivals, international festivals. I met a lot of interesting people along the way who have said that, they will continue to support me. Just I need to keep in touch, and I said yes, I will. And I haven't been doing that. No, it took a
Right.
pandemic and an MCO for me to get when I could have been doing this all along. The technology was there,
Yes, absolutely right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to use it to the best I can, lah. Am I the most up to date? I don't know about that because I still like the old school ways a lot. But I'm just trying to find that nice sweet spot between using the technology we have, but still keep that old school vibe.
I think it's really important to also still be respectful of what came before, right? And be able to,
Absolutely.
in a sense, never forget where we come from and what those principles were that kept it going and kept it real, and then try and impart it into the new technology, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of like keeping an eye on you since you came into my radar. And it's been really interesting watching how you grabbed hold of, the situation with your home acoustics. Yeah. And one thing that I noticed was that you said it took you 30 days to prepare for the first show. That's incredible because with me, I took 6 days to do my first webcast, and I'm still learning and goofing up all over the place because I'm a little bit impatient. But wonderful that you brought so much class to that whole idea of like playing from your home. And I was actually telling some of my muso friends to watch you to see how it was done, so that you felt you were like really in a venue, through what you're doing from your own home. The setup was wonderful, the lighting was wonderful, excellent. Yeah. So video killed the radio star, but I think Russell Curtis will be forever on the rise.
I tell you what, before we go, I just want to share something.
Sure.
I think it's important to always be present.
Yeah.
How that whole thing came about, the rewrite that I did for Kawil Hamku and all.
Yes.
It was, I met the founder of Yonder, the company itself, Adam Kidron.
Okay.
I was introduced to him by someone, and
Okay.
he came to a gig that I was doing at that time.
Right.
And we hung out and we got to talking, and he told me that he was looking for someone to do this, someone to head up the project, someone
Right.
who could pick out the right song, to launch it. And I gave him I gave him a few options. I said, I think this is one of it. Another song was Hijau, and I said, I don't know if I'm the right person, but I'll be happy to put you in touch with whoever you think can make this work.
Yeah.
And I've always had a version of Kawil Hamku that has been sort of gospel, with the choir chorus at the end. Kau Ilham, Kau Ilham. Which incidentally, I managed to get the section of the Harlem Gospel Choir to sing that section.
Yeah. Incredible. Yeah.
So I thought that I was just giving him useful input, because I wanted it to be represented well, coming from a Malaysian.
Yeah.
He heard me perform the song, and he walked out. So I thought, oh, okay, maybe he didn't like it. The next day, and I'll never forget this, I was at a funeral, and I was standing in front of the deceased, right, saying my final goodbyes, paying my respects, and he called me, and I answered. I excused myself, I answered, and I said, hey, what's up? He was like, when can you come to New York? That was all he said to me.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the rest is history. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. What a story.
You never know what lies ahead, from that meeting that you feel like you don't know what can come from it, or you never know. Just be present. Always.
Yeah. And have the most positive thoughts. I think that's really important, which you probably did, and that's why it came to you. Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard at times, especially times like now, and it's a struggle to get up every day and soldier on. But mental fortitude is a very, very important thing to get through this obstacle course called life, lah. But I think as long as we're present and just hope for the best, it'll work out in the end.
And you've always kind of like been, I guess, pretty, what's the word for it? Open to situations. And so your wife has started a business which you are helping to promote, right?
Yep.
Trying to
She's a really good cook, so I'm glad she agreed to finally do this.
Right.
And it's her baby. It's called Chongla, which we're gonna start serving. We're gonna start serving her food at Russell's KL soon.
And I'm trying to look for the video to share with the viewers, but I can't seem to get to it. Oh dear.
No problem. They can go to Chongla on Facebook, and all the information, all the videos, links, everything's there.
Okay, Chongla on Facebook. Okay, and tell us a little bit about Chongla. What is it? What is it about?
So it's her putting her spin on some traditional recipes, Portuguese recipes that were handed down from her mom and her grandmother and her dad, like the curry devil. So she puts her own, a small spin on it, and it's very good. Unbiased opinion, it's very good. I wasn't always this healthy and supple, if you know what I mean.
Well, here is the video, the promo video that you did. That's your son, right?
That's my son, yeah, Ryan.
In times of hunger, Auntie Chong, she comes to me. Delicious nasi lemak with babi. When my tummy's rumbling, she is standing right in front of me. Delicious
Windswept. Fantastic. Oh, yummy.
Yeah, it's been very well received actually.
Beautiful. Chongla, just chong it. Okay, and the number is there. Wonderful. Yeah. So you're doing gigs now. You do comedy, and now there's food, and you've got your venue, right, which is in Taman Tun, and that's going to be doing the food for a bit or something.
Yeah, we're gonna reopen soon. We've been closed for 5 months, so we're gonna be opening soon with a full menu.
Well, let us know. And we'll definitely support it, I'm sure. Yeah.
Thank you,
Russell.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks so much, lah. Wonderful story. And my God, I mean, like the big revelation is Paul Ponodori is your flesh and blood, and stands to reason that
we'll see each other soon enough, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, you give me a call when you're in my part of the hood, when you're at your venue. Okay. 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 Wonderful. See you again soon. Okay. All the best in Penang.
All right. Take care. God bless.
Okay. Bye-bye.